Tonight, the mystery and fear in Whitby grow even stronger. A dark abandoned ship arrives at the harbor, its crew completely missing, and strange events begin to spread through the town. Today's part of Dracula is filled with suspense, darkness, and mystery. Mina Murray arrives in Whitby by train. Lucy meets her at the station. Mina thinks Lucy looks more beautiful and healthy than before. Mina likes Whitby very much because the town is beside the sea. There is a river called the Esk. There are red-roofed houses on the hills. There is an old ruined church called Whitby Abbey above the town. The place feels beautiful, peaceful, and a little mysterious. Mina loves sitting in the graveyard near the church because she can see the sea, the harbor, ships, the cliffs. Some graves are broken because part of the hill has fallen into the sea. People in Whitby tell scary stories about a white lady ghost, bells heard at sea when ships sink. Mina becomes interested in these stories. Mina meets a very old sailor. He says he is nearly 100 years old. The old man does not believe in ghosts or strange legends. He thinks many stories are silly. Newspapers spread foolish stories. Even words written on tombstones are sometimes lies. He is strong-minded and likes arguing with people. One day Mina and Lucy sit again in the graveyard. Lucy wears a beautiful white dress, and the old man enjoys sitting near her. The old sailor talks again about ghosts, death, graveyards, human lies. He says many people are not honest, even after death. Mina talks again with the old sailor, Mr. Swales. He laughs at the words written on tombstones. He says many graves are empty because the dead sailors were lost at sea and never brought home. He gives examples of men who, drowned in the ocean, were killed far away, never returned to Whitby, but their tombstones still stand in the graveyard. Mr. Swales believes many tombstones tell lies. Mr. Swales shows Mina and Lucy a tombstone. It says that a young man named George Cannon died with hope of heaven after falling from the rocks, but the old man says the truth is different. According to him, George hated his mother. His mother hated him too. George killed himself with a gun. The family lied on the tombstone to hide the truth. Lucy feels uncomfortable because the bench she likes is placed over the grave. Later, Mina sits alone at night. She feels sad because Jonathan has not written to her for 1 month. She worries something bad happened to him. She watches the lights in the town, the sea, sheep in the fields, people singing in the streets, but she keeps thinking about Jonathan and wishes he were with her. Dr. Seward writes about a patient named Renfield. Renfield acts strangely. He loves catching flies and keeps many in his room. The doctor notices that Renfield is secretive, has strange ideas, loves animals in a strange way. One day Renfield eats a fly alive. He says, "Life gives life." This shocks Dr. Seward. Later, Renfield starts collecting spiders. He feeds the spiders with flies. Then he catches sparrows and feeds them with the spiders. The animals become bigger each time, flies, spiders, birds. Dr. Seward begins to think Renfield has a dangerous plan in his mind. Renfield asks Dr. Seward for a kitten. Then he says he really wants a cat. The doctor becomes worried because he understands Renfield's pattern. Small creatures feed bigger creatures. Renfield enjoys controlling life and death. When Dr. Seward refuses, Renfield becomes angry and dangerous. The doctor thinks Renfield may become violent. Dr. Seward visits Renfield early in the morning. Renfield seems cheerful and starts catching flies again. When the doctor asks about the birds, Renfield calmly says they flew away. But feathers and blood in the room show the truth. Later, the attendant tells Dr. Seward that Renfield became sick and vomited feathers. The doctor realizes Renfield ate the birds alive. Dr. Seward studies Renfield carefully and develops a theory. He believes Renfield is a life-eating maniac. Renfield wants to absorb life and power by eating living creatures. His pattern becomes clear. Flies feed spiders, spiders feed birds, birds would feed a cat. The doctor becomes fascinated and disturbed by Renfield's mind. He wonders how far Renfield's strange hunger could go. Mina finally receives a short letter from Jonathan through Mr. Hawkins. The letter says Jonathan is leaving Castle Dracula and coming home, but Mina feels uneasy because the letter is very short. It does not sound like Jonathan. Something feels wrong to her. At the same time, Lucy begins sleepwalking again. Lucy walks in her sleep almost every night. Mina and Lucy's mother become worried because sleepwalkers can wander into dangerous places like cliffs or rooftops. Mina locks the bedroom door each night for safety. Even while asleep, Lucy searches for the key and seems strangely restless. The weather in Whitby grows dark and frightening. Mina describes gray clouds, rough waves, sea mist, fishing boats rushing home. Everything feels heavy and dangerous, as if something terrible is approaching. A Coast Guard notices a strange Russian ship moving strangely in the storm. The ship seems out of control. He tells Mina, "We'll hear more about her before tomorrow." Mr. Swales speaks kindly and seriously to Mina. He admits that he joked about death because old people fear it deep inside. He says he feels death coming soon, especially in the stormy wind blowing from the sea. His words deeply affect Mina. The scene feels sad, mysterious, and full of warning. A newspaper called the Daily Graph reports a terrible storm in Whitby. At first, the weather was calm and beautiful. Many people were outside enjoying the summer evening, but later, strange clouds appeared, the air became heavy and silent. Old fishermen warned that a storm was coming. Soon the sea became violent and dangerous. Huge waves crashed against the harbor while thunder and lightning filled the sky. During the storm, people saw a strange foreign ship moving toward the harbor. The ship looked out of control because all sails were still open, no crew could be seen. It moved strangely through the waves. Everyone expected the ship to crash on the rocks, but suddenly, through the storm and fog, the ship entered the harbor safely as if guided by some supernatural force. The ship's name was the Demeter. When people boarded the ship, they found something horrifying. The captain was dead and tied to the wheel of the ship. A crucifix and prayer beads were wrapped around his hands. Doctors believed he had already been dead for 2 days, yet the ship still arrived safely at the harbor. This frightened everyone watching. The moment the ship hit the shore, a huge black dog jumped out from inside the ship. The animal quickly ran toward the churchyard cliffs and disappeared into the darkness. People later searched for the dog, but nobody could find it. Soon after, another large dog in town was found dead with terrible wounds on its body. This made the mystery even more frightening. The next day, officials inspected the Demeter. They discovered the ship came from Varna. It carried large wooden boxes. The boxes were filled with earth or mold. The cargo was sent to a lawyer named Mr. Billington. People in Whitby became obsessed with the strange story. Investigators found the captain's logbook and a paper inside a bottle. The records mentioned crew members disappearing, fear growing on the ship, strange events during the voyage. The newspaper reporter says the story sounds like madness and horror. The mystery of the Demeter is only beginning. The ship Demeter leaves Varna on July 6. Its cargo includes silver sand, large wooden boxes filled with earth. At first, everything seems normal. But after a few days, the crew begins acting frightened. The sailors say there is something on the ship. One sailor says he saw a strange man on board, tall, thin, pale. The man appeared suddenly and disappeared mysteriously. The captain searches the entire ship with lanterns, but nobody finds anything. Even so, the fear grows stronger among the crew. Soon, sailors start disappearing one by one. Every night, a sailor goes missing. Nobody sees what happened. Panic spreads across the ship. The crew becomes exhausted and terrified. The captain and first mate begin carrying weapons because they believe something evil is hunting them. The first mate finally sees the creature clearly. He tells the captain, "It looks like a tall, pale man. He stabbed it with a knife, but the knife passed through it like air." The mate becomes completely mad with fear. He believes the creature hides inside the wooden boxes filled with earth. The first mate goes below deck to search the boxes. Suddenly, he returns screaming in terror. He says, "He is there." The mate believes death in the sea is better than staying on the ship. Then he jumps overboard into the ocean. Now the captain is alone. The captain finally sees the monster himself. He calls him, a fiend or monster. Even though he is terrified, he refuses to abandon his ship. He ties himself to the wheel with a crucifix so the creature cannot touch him. He writes his final message, praying for God's help and hoping someone will find the bottle and understand the truth. Soon after, the Demeter reaches Whitby with the dead captain still tied to the wheel. People in Whitby believe the captain of the Demeter was brave and honorable. Nobody knows exactly what happened on the ship, so the official decision is an open verdict, meaning the mystery is unsolved. The townspeople decide to give the captain a public funeral. Important details: more than 100 boats join the funeral procession. The captain is buried in the churchyard on the cliff. People treat him like a hero. The large black dog that escaped from the ship is still missing. Mina Murray says the storm was terrifying. The wind sounded very loud around the house. During the night, Lucy Westoner sleepwalks again. She gets up and dresses herself twice. Mina stops her and puts her back to bed. Lucy never fully wakes up. Mina becomes more worried about Lucy's strange behavior, Jonathan's disappearance. The next morning, Mina and Lucy go to the harbor. The sea still looks violent and dangerous. Mina feels thankful Jonathan is not at sea during the storm, but she still does not know where he is. She feels anxious, helpless, afraid for Jonathan's safety. The old man, Mr. Swales, is found dead on the bench near the cliff. His neck is broken. People think he died from fear because his face looked terrified. His expression shocked everyone. Mina feels very sad for him. Lucy becomes deeply upset by the event. During the funeral, a man's dog behaves strangely. The dog barks wildly, refuses to come near the grave, looks terrified. When the owner forces the dog onto the tombstone, the dog suddenly becomes quiet. It trembles with fear. It crouches down in terror. Lucy feels extremely disturbed by this. Mina thinks Lucy is very emotionally sensitive and easily affected by strange events. Mina believes all these strange events are affecting Lucy's mind. The ghost ship, the dead captain, the missing dog, Mr. Swale's death, the frightened animal. To help Lucy sleep peacefully, Mina decides to take her on a long walk along the cliffs to Robin Hood's Bay. She hopes Lucy will become too tired to sleepwalk again. This chapter increases the feeling of fear and mystery in Dracula. Important themes: death and fear, strange supernatural signs, Lucy becoming weaker and more disturbed, animals sensing danger before humans do. The chapter strongly suggests that evil has arrived in Whitby. If you want the next part of Dracula, like this video, subscribe for more. and comment your thoughts below.